You need the sun, and that'll be hard because if it's rainy and like you need to go somewhere important, how are you gonna go there? It's like that's why you should use gasoline.
Because it would get you there and you would have to use solar power. But it did say the solar panels can store energy in the battery so that when it is dark out, it can still run on power.
So you can charge it.
So you can run it even if the sun's out. You just have to make sure you have extra power.
But I do agree with Kaylee too because there's gas stations all around the world, and you can't just go down and like plug something in and they make which I hear.
What confused me were fossil fuels, and I'm not sure on that. And I think since like it's fossil, it says fossil, and it's a fuel, so I'm thinking it's sort of like an older fuel, maybe like a recycled fuel, because it's a fossil and I don't know, it's sort of like a recycled fuel.
I have to disagree with you because I think fossil fuels might be a fossil and they use some kind of fuel. Where did you find that? Well, this is just what I thought because when I read it, I was still just a little bit confused.
See, now Alyssa's, I think I'm agreeing more with Alyssa because on the sentence after that, the last, it goes fossil fuels, comma, and then the final little, the last words say which are in limited supply and will one day run out. That tells us that it's limited, and I don't think that, now that I think about it, I don't think that recycled fuel can be, you can always have fuel, I don't even know how they recycle fuel, but they can, that's beside the point. But fossil fuels, yeah, there's limited fossils, we can only find so many fossils, and they're just going to get deeper and deeper as time goes on, and I don't think we're gonna, yeah, they're just going to get deeper and deeper in the ground, and that'll be where they are stuck.
It says under, is it renewable for gasoline? It says it's not.
Okay, then. Yeah, and that's the only thing I think.
Yeah, what I was trying to say is because you're talking about how maybe it could be renewable, while in here it says it's not. Well, I get your point still.
I kind of think maybe it's a different kind of gas that they're talking about because maybe the word that Emmett was talking about, the fossil fuel, I think maybe it's different from gasoline. So I really don't think, I have to disagree with Owen because I think gasoline and fossil fuel is totally different.
Yeah, or else they would have said recycled gasoline or something. They would have said this article, this is in the last paragraph, so it's on the back page. It starts with, so what should power the cars of the future? Question mark. At the very end, it says, the day will come when we will no longer be able to drive. And I found this interesting because the author, I think the author is definitely concerned about this problem we have with gasoline and it's polluting and it's too much money. Because obviously he mentions it in the last paragraph when he goes out and says, I personally cannot remain neutral in this debate. I do not see any point in continuing to use gasoline. So he's obviously not happy with the way things are going. But I found that sentence interesting because he's thinking ahead, he's thinking worst case scenario, and he's letting people know what could happen if we continue this. And I think that's really, I'm saying it again, interesting because usually a lot of authors don't want people to worry. They're usually books like in our social studies we're doing right now when Thomas Price, I believe it was, he made a pamphlet.
Thomas Paine?
Thomas Paine, I'm sorry, thank you. Thomas Paine, he wrote a book series to inspire and telling the Americans to endure, and he made a pamphlet to inspire and like tell them, you gotta fight the British. But that was like to let them know everything's gonna be okay and just we'll win this war. This is something a little bit on the downside, so I find that a little bit interesting.
I agree and disagree. When you're talking about how when down here in the same paragraph it said the day will come when we will no longer be able to drive. Well, if you go to the start of the sentence, it says if we don't start using alternatives, soon the day will come when we will no longer be able to drive. So what he's saying is that if we just keep using the gasoline or the fuels, then it'll probably come. But if we use the electric cars, if we can do the solar, vegetable oil that it can run on, or the hydrogen if possible.
Well, see, I have to disagree.
And running and how to fuel and stuff, but a car battery, I mean, people should know that they have a car battery because, I mean, like what Emmett said, cars will break down and they will not work sometimes. But I think people will know that cars have a car battery. I mean, I really don't think that's to the topic.